realized when I went over the rules I didn't talk about what happens with this start marker. It passes at the end of each turn, complete turn. Goes to the left, which would be clockwise, so I'm going to pass it counterclockwise, the same order that play passes in. A couple of other things I didn't touch on. The optional rules. Well, one of them is this dominant species card. You shuffle them into each of the decks, one in each deck. The creature under that, you don't know what the creature is when this card comes up. You get a big question mark, but what you do know is it'll be a strength 2 critter. I'm not going to play with that. It's not a bad option because it kind of hides what you've got coming up. The second one is just weird. They give Tyrannosaurus Rex and a starting strength of 2 because he's big or something. And suppressed animals are allowed to attack or be attacked. This feels almost like some group kind of came up with this on their own and just kind of one playtest group made up their own rules and then really liked it and it got kind of fiddled into the thing or something. I don't know. Anyway, we're starting with yellow. Yellow has the first position. You can see I've got these counters out. As I play, I'm going to kind of cover them up, but at this point I'm not too worried about it. Nobody's peeking really. What yellow wants to do is decide, ooh, I forgot to set up the starting environment. Which, again, it doesn't really matter because this is going to change unless people like it. But look, it's like a slot machine. 2 cherries, a fish, and a sun. Cherries and sun. Cherries, fish, and sun. We've got things that really like that combination. But that's not what matters so much as what you have in your hand. Because what you have in your hand is what's going to control things. So I have a bunch of cherries in my hand. I have a fish, which I'm probably not going to be able to do much with, and a sun that I'm not going to be able to do much with. These cherries make me desire a cherries applicable creature. The sun and the fish, or the water and the sun. I'm going to go with this iguanodon. Oh, mighty iguanodon. And he's going to go in here. And I can toss a little yellow die on him. I might run out of those dice if I use them too much. So now over here on the blue player, he's got a lot of fish and a lot of I don't know what this is. Water, I guess. And trees, and he's got sun and grasslands. The water and trees only really works with this critter, so he'll take this one. Now you're kind of indicating what you've got when you start doing this. Maybe. You don't know what blue's strong in. Maybe he only was strong in green and therefore could have picked a bunch of different things. Thinking, oh, iguanodon's got blue, maybe and cherries, maybe they'll be playing those kind of things that'll help me. Okay, that gives us this, and he loves the sun. Now that doesn't mean he can necessarily get multiple sun out. He also likes fishies. We had a sun fishies and cherries. We'll go with this for green. And blue is there. The color really helps me, at least having one in each area. And now we're on red. And red looks like he has a mishmash with a pile of bones. Now, the creatures available are changing. Bones are attractive to me. How about fish and sun? Less so. Grasslands and wooded areas are good. But I've got to go with this because it's the only thing that I can really work with. And it's actually a little different from what everybody else is working on. But there are people who are getting fish and sun. So I might be able to tag along there. And now because this is the first turn, Everybody gets to pick a second one. And this is where things get kind of tricky, right? I know that I'm going for cherries and maybe water. I would like to put more out there. I've got cherries and trees. That works with this. So I'm going to put this out. This is just too dangerous. If my cherries don't work, I'm screwed with that. And I'll put another die there just because. Run over here to the blue player. And the blue player says, well, I already have water, cherries, and trees. I like water and trees, there's no question. I don't have a lot of good options. I could take double water. I don't really feel like I'm real strong in the ability to influence water. I'm not gonna necessarily be able to do this. You know what I'm gonna do? I may have some ideas of other people. I'm gonna go odd or even on this. To me, they both look attractive to him. He's gonna go for the Stegosaurus and put it there. And that brings us over to green. Green's already working. Sun, cherries, fish. He's got that mixture kind of nice. I'm very strong in sun. Do I want double sun? Or, because these others don't really work for me. So it's really the double sun or the double cherries. Neither one's terribly appealing. Double sun is better for what I'm doing. I can almost assure suns are going to be out there. I'm going to go with that. I definitely don't want to count on other people playing my cherries for me. Even though there's someone who has two critters with cherries on them, and that looks very likely he's got cherries, and he does. Over to red. Red's still looking at bones. I think cherries are going to be available from other people. So really the question here is I've got two bone critters out here. Grasslands I've got for both. And then the question becomes woods, which I have some of, or cherries, which a lot of people have some of, but I don't know if they're going to help me. I'll go for the one that I'm best at. Although sometimes it's probably better to go with what other people are playing. The problem is you can hurt other people by competing with their pieces and washing them out. And we'll see that the play that surrounds this environmental display is really strange. All right. Now, in the sequence of play, we've done the animal influence. We're going to go to the environmental influence. I'm going to take a little break for my... Well, it's past my bedtime, but I'd like to finish a turn. And these are not terribly long turns. The whole game's not terribly long. So let's see what we get here. We're on yellow first. Now, here's the thing. You want to build up your world, but you don't necessarily want to throw your pieces down right away. Now, with only one piece in each thing, it's kind of hard to do a lot of pre-planning here. But in terms of the number of pieces you want to put down, what you want to have trigger, there's a few things you're trying to do. You're trying to strengthen your creatures, but even more important than that, you're trying to keep them alive and powerful when you hit this spot. And that's what's kind of tricky here. So right now, I have Cherry Sun already in existence. I could use water. I also have Cherry Fish. I could use grasslands. If I can do either of them, and I can, I'm going to go with the water. So I have Cherry Sun. I like fish. I'm going to put these two here. That's going to flush this piece. These get turned up. And I've gotten one of the advantages of being the first player to go. I managed to trigger this. Now, I didn't get this. You could conceivably get them both at the same time. Other things could also be triggered. But this has just gone up to a 2. Now let's see if anything else got improved. This guy has cherry sunfish. So he also just went up, I believe. I think increases in strength from this go to anyone. Yep. No. It's got to be your own critters. Yeah. So you can't help someone else's, but it's set up for this guy. So if he could change the blues, he would be able to do it. All right. So that was the first for yellow. Now we go over to blue. Blue likewise may be interested in trying to get a strength increase. I've got sun water grass and cherry water tree. Both of those are plausible. Again, I'm going to hold my trees because I have 3 of them. They're easier for me to power my way in. But if I put my grass here, I can get water, sun, grass. What do I want to get rid of? I'm uninterested in fish, so I'm going to put that there. That gets rid of this. And now these go up, and he goes up to a 2 strength. I'm not worried about the occurrences of the critters yet. That's these numbers. That's really accessible at the end of the 3 rounds. Now to the green player, he likewise has some interesting options perhaps. He would like to get fish back if he can. It's unlikely that he'll get he can't play for that because there's no spaces open. Unfortunately, cherry and sun are here. So he's not going to be able to do it now because he would need to play 3 fish in some place. He has 3 fish. What he's going to do is he's going to take 1 fish, blue fish, and a sun. And this is where it gets to be very hard to play solo, because if I'm playing by myself, I can play the memory game and say, okay, I put a fish here and a sun here, and I can try to remember that, and I'll be sitting there. I got a fish in the top one, a sun at the bottom one, a fish in the top one. I don't have an easy way to cope with that. I could put little green markers to remind me who has what, but instead I'm just going to end up forgetting them, which is just the nature of how I play it solo. Now we go over to the red player, who is sitting here with bonefish sun. That doesn't look likely. And this guy is about ready to die. Well, not quite. No more than this guy. I didn't notice I had those. All right, but those are under attack. I would like to start getting bones on the board. So I'm going to work towards bones there. I get to put another piece down. I'm going to put a tree here. And you see what I'm doing? I'm kind of sandbagging so that when the people who've played here put their extra pieces, they will be setting it up so that I can go in with extra pieces maybe. Okay. I've gone around once. The environment didn't change, so I don't have to check to see if I bonused those people. Now I'm back at yellow, and yellow's looking. Sun cherry water. If I can change this, I win. So if I can get fish in here, that doesn't necessarily help me, and neither do trees. I'm putting a fish and a tree in the same place. That's stupid. I don't want to do that. Fish aren't really going to help me, but I'm guessing maybe I can get fish in there. Do I want to bone one of these? Well, maybe. Because I want to play 2 of my pieces. So I'm going to put a cherry with these other cherries. Now that helps make these cherries less likely to last. But it also starts setting me up for cherries. Now here, we've triggered a change. Sorry about the shout. Where these 2 go away. And nothing's going up here. Everybody gets to see what's there. And then they're going to be turned face down, but I'm going to leave them face up for now because my brain doesn't work well when I'm soloing. But now I have Water Cherry's son, which is this guy. He goes up another strength point to a 3. And that critter is becoming more and more powerful. And hence is becoming scarier. Which means that people might want to kill it. Killing it by knocking its survivability out of the way. Okay, so now over to the blue player, right? Blue has cherry water, and he knows there's a tree here. That's going to be upside down. This one has water, sun, grass. I could probably get grass in play if I had some. But what I'm going to do instead, although this isn't great, I do want to increase my strength. So I'm going to throw 2 trees in here. These all get flipped back up. These go in. The problem is my 3 are kind of vulnerable. The advantage, though, is that I score this and get him up to a 2. And that brings me over to green. Oh, what do I have here? Sun cherry, I need fish. I think there are fish here, right? Yes. Or sun tree. So the question is, what do I have? I have a couple of fish. I know fish go here, so I'll throw them in here. And I've gotten rid of these trees. I needed trees. Oh. I needed trees for my double sun. Oh well. That moves the fish up, and I have improved this critter to a 2. And you've got that kind of hard choice because your critters don't align well, or if they do, someone shoots them all. Now red gets to make that same kind of choice. What are they looking at? They like the fish out there. They like the sun. They'd like to get some bones in play. I may have thrown bones here. Nah, I don't think I did. I don't remember what I put there. This one looks hard to make survivable. I don't have the pieces right now. I have some grassland I could throw in. But I want to get some points. I'm kind of sick of those damn cherries. See, the problem is if I put my bones here, then they go up, and I'm not taking advantage of all 3. But I can't bone these fish with the bones, so I'm going to just go for points. I kill this cherry. These bones go up. And now I've got bones, fish, sun. This goes up to 2. And that puts me to the 3rd phase. And now we're on yellow. And you see, I'm not trading pieces in because I've had things that are worthwhile to do. It's one of the problems that you do. You maybe play pieces or trade in for the first couple of rounds, and then you end up at the 4th round where you're not going to score strength off of things. But on this first turn, it doesn't really affect you. So what do I have? I have my water, sun. I'd like to get cherries into play. And that'll help him too. So I'm going to throw cherries here, and I'm going to bone the bones with the cherries. Obviously, the thing you really want to do in this game is bone the bones with the bones always, but you don't always get to do that. Ah, bonus, I found more cherries. And that strengthens my critters as well. So now yellow has cherry, sun, water. This goes up to a 4. And it's becoming a humongous creature. And I'm close to this, really. Puts us to blue and... Blue's own world says, I need more water. And I need sun and grass. Cherries are there. I like that. Trees, I'm not going to really be able to do. I have water on the board. So, I'm not interested in fish. Well, there's already sun on the board. Is there anything I can get to work? I am going to slip a tree in here with the intention of eventually swamping that. And a sun here. See, I like cherries though. That's the problem, and I'm degrading my cherries. I don't have to play. I could throw in the cup and try to draw some things. But, yeah, this is the last turn. I don't know why I'm really working on that, but okay. Green. Green has cherry, sun, fish. So if I can destroy that water, I'm in good shape. What do I want to destroy it with? I'll destroy it with the sun. And I'll put these here. That kills the water. These are turned up. The sun goes forward. There aren't more than there are here. So now I've just scored this up to a 3. This poor thing is hard to help, but at least I have 2 suns up. That gets him close. And now for red, red says I have sun, fish. That's not alive. I need to get bones back on the board. Now, I don't remember where I had bones, but I'm not going to be able to get them on the board unless somebody put them here, or because I only have 1 bone. Maybe the only way I can stay alive is by putting this here. I could take a chance at increasing my Smiley Don, but I'm going to instead bone this sun with the bones. I'm sorry, with the grass, and put that up. Yeah, if I had bones, I'd be great. Okay. Now, it's competition time. Well, no. Now everybody has a chance to do one more round by playing their bonus chip. Red's going to pass. Green. See, the problem with doing it here is you really can't judge how much something's going to be worth. So if I kill one of these critters, say, at this stage, which I could probably do with a combat, and maybe kill a couple of them if I'm really careful, then I'd be making 3, 4, 5 points. But so would someone else. So that 5 points is worth what this is. Now, maybe that means I'll be making more later on, but in a 4-player game, it's hard to target things until someone else has already shaken things up. So I don't think anybody's going to go out of their way to destroy the world here. Of course, yeah, no. I was thinking if these were both... So see, this is at 2. 1 more piece could destroy the sun. If this was also just 2 of these fish, I could destroy the fish and maybe wipe out a bunch of critters by making the environment unstable. But that doesn't look likely. I think everybody's going to pass. So now we count what each of these critters is going to be worth. So this one is worth 3, 6, and nothing. So he's got 6 existence. This one has only 2 existence. This sucker has 2, 4. They're doubled. Stegosaurus. Uh-oh. 2, 4. Okay. I thought he was in trouble. No water, no tree. 3 cherries. Maybe everything will survive. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now that's a big critter. It's going to roll a lot of dice, and it's got a high strength. That's dangerous. 2, 3, 4, 5 for this. And 2, 3, 4, 5 for that. Okay. So yellow gets to make the first attack, and they've got a pretty big critter out there. Their critter's so big they're not going to get its strength increased by attacking something. However, I can pick off other things. How survivable is this other thing? It's got a decent amount of dice. There's a good chance this monster will go after it, though. So I'm kind of afraid of that. Do I have a good chance of beating this thing? I might have a good chance of subduing it. Nothing else looks like it can hurt my poor Corytheralus, which is my point getter at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack this thing. And I get, well, it's going to get 8 dice, and I'm going to get 5 dice. Let's see my dice. So I got 4 hits. Dice under equal to under 4. This guy needs 3s. He only got 3 hits. So he's taken a hit so far. And now, and this is kind of the annoying thing is rolling dice on camera, but I'll show it once and that's it. Now he gets another round of combat. And I've only gotten 2 hits this time. Whereas this thing got 4. So we've each lost a round. And now we go once more. Probably. Where I've gotten 5 hits. That's going to be tough to beat. Ooh. We tied, which means we just keep going. We've each won 1, so nobody's going to die from this. I get 2 hits. And he gets more than 2 hits. Which means my Iguanodon is suppressed. This thing beat the Iguanodon, so I believe it goes up 1. Trying to find this. If an animal is beaten 2 rounds to 1, it is removed from play. Yeah, you only get a bonus if you extinct something, so he's not going to go up in strength for just neutralizing it. Okay, so that's yellow. Now blue gets the option to attack. Now blue has a pretty decent critter here. 4 dice at 2s. I'm probably not going to be able to wipe out anything too impressive, but I could kill this thing. So what I'm going to do is my 4 dice at 2s versus its 2 dice at 1. Okay, I won the first round. I run the second round, so I wipe this out. I don't get strength from doing so. And this is a critter It's just in the bag. And one thing I didn't note before was we've got a little, description of the critters. It's like in Blackbeard, the description of the pirates. Oh shit, I'm running out of power. Alright, I'm going to cut here and come back to tell you what else happened. Because, I'm not going to go through every little move of the game from now on. Okay, Green's Beast wiped out the Corinthosaurus. The real question, which one of these do you want to hit? I want to clear things up so I get more points. That now puts it on Smilodon. What is Smilodon good at killing? It can probably kill the Critosaurus, which is kind of the problem. I might have wanted to wipe Smilodon out so it couldn't hurt me, which really sucks because Red would have all their critters wiped out if I did that. But sometimes that's your best option, because it is clearly better than this in a way that it's not better than this, and it's not better than this. So I think that is actually what Smilodon's going to do, is it's going to try to stomp on my critter. And at this point, as the green player, I'm saying, shit, I should have knocked out the thing that had an attack left. Actually, no, it's not in Smilodon's best interest. He wipes this out, he's giving another point to Stegosaurus. Stegosaurus will get 3, 4, 5, 6 instead of 5. So I'd rather keep both of them there, which is why this thing went after the yellow one, was to increase my point score. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe out Blue's weaker critter if I can. I don't get any points for Smilodon anyway. I don't want to lose him, but chances are I won't get any worse than suppressed facing this kind of fight. And I managed to hurt this little deer enough that he goes away. And what's cool here is, the reason I wanted to do this, is he had a 2 strength. That means Smilodon goes up to a 3. So I have a better creature in the future. Only big boys survived here. I'll clean these guys up a little later. I can do some of it right now, but now we go to the next step, which is, let me get this. That was battle. Oh, well, the next step actually is yellow has the option to make another attack. They certainly don't want to. Blue does not want to. Green has a monster. I could knock Stegosaurus out and get another point, and really kind of be running in the lead here by doing that. Is it worth 5 points? If I can keep this alive, it is, but I don't know how likely that is. It's a double Suns, and although I have a couple, I don't have a hand that really says I can defend it terribly well. So I don't feel like I can keep this living. Do I have a lot of green? No. So I'm not going to spend my chit on that, and I don't think anybody else wants to. That means we go to the evolution phase. Everybody goes forward. And these guys just push 1 space forward, each one of them. I can get rid of these number chits, they're only for battle. And now I score points, and these are going to get... So these guys do score. Crap. I didn't realize the ordering. I thought I scored before I killed things, but that's okay. So these 2 guys are going to score 6, 7, 8 points each, whereas these 3 will score 4 points each because there's a blank space there. And I'll tally that score up, and that is the end of the turn. This goes forward to turn 2. Now once we get to turn 3, we just keep cycling around in there. That's not the end of the game or anything. What we do with this is we tally it up on a score sheet. You can see green's got 12 points because they kept both their things alive. The 8 plus 4, whereas blue only has the 8, red only has the 4, as does yellow. Let's load this one up. It's the end of a turn. And I'll put these suckers up there to remind me where I start tomorrow. And, I don't know how much I'm going to be paying attention. Oh, everybody fills their hand out to a dozen of these. So 2, 4, 6. He's going to get 6 more. I should shake these a bit more. And, you know, there's definitely a hand management capability in this, in the sense that if you don't have something good to play, it may be good to discard some to build up for maybe the next turn. You don't have to play them all. If you don't play, you're going to get a hand that's really random, or half of it's random. Well, maybe more than half. Here you're playing 10 chits if you just play them. So what you find is you have a lot less control over what your critters actually are. You also have hints of what's available if late in the play, of what animals are likely to be up there for next turn and how they'll interact with yours. Of course, you don't know what of yours is going to survive and what's not and stuff like that. All right, like I was saying, this will go up, but I'm going to try to figure out what level to kind of play the rest of the turns, because to tell you the truth, I don't really want to be discussing each chit play. I think you see the mechanism that is in play with these and how it flushes them out and how you can do some kind of cool stuff. Maybe I'll stop in for a moment when something really neat happens, although I showed you an example of something really neat. But for the most part, you're just doing this constant juggling to make your critters work by playing with the environmental picks. And you pick your critters based on the chits that you have.